check, check. Alright. Fantastic. Oh, man. We are not off to a good start. Let's move this box of tissue somewhere else. Alright, well. Yeah, it was definitely not a great start. The moment I hit the go live button, I immediately had to sneeze. Uh, Alright, well, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Last we left off, we've had some pretty intense moments. I just have to say, like, its storyboarding for the last few quests have been absolutely fantastic, but at the same time, that was painful to experience. I don't consider myself to be a very emotional person, but uh, those last few quests had me feeling some kind of way. Alright then, we shall continue on shortly. Let me just... Alright, let me just set a few things first before I continue. Where are my settings? Okie dokie. Alright, I think everything should be working just as intended. Now let us continue. But before we proceed with the main story quest, let me see what the NPCs have to say. Curious, isn't it? The burning sky is so ominous, yet the crackling flames here somehow calming. What a lovely aroma. I wonder what sort of spices those are. Reacher chose to reveal his identity to the villagers of Palakistan before all others. A wise choice, considering the warm reception. Even seemed a little relieved. It remains to be seen how the people of Razahan will take the news, but if this was any indication, he need not worry. Oh, Sylvain. Running through that dark jungle, there was a time when I thought all was lost. Headmaster Vitra and S did not arrive when they did. No, must focus on the good. Avan's precious daughter is safe and sound, and that's all that matters. Needs to simmer just a bit longer, I'd say. In the meantime, I was hoping I might ask you a few questions. Red Sky, these terrible beasts. What in the name of the sisters is happening here in Vavner? Oh my, that is rather a lot to take in. It will seem the situation is even more grave than we suspected. Thank you, friend. My colleagues and I will use the knowledge to see if it can further our own research. And with that, here we are. A pot of piping hot chai, brewed from my own secret recipe of spices and tea leaves. Together with hearty helpings of rich milk and purest sugar. Not really sort of person to drink my milk. Milk? No. Drink tea with milk. I've made enough for everyone in the village. Might I trouble you to deliver a few cups? The drink has medicinal properties then. Not in the least. The ingredients are quite ordinary. It's so very tasty though, and has a way of lifting the spirits. The spicy aroma and distinctive sweetness of chai is simple, everyday pleasures on our island. Sometimes the best medicine is the simplest. A lovely sentiment, Nihana. By all means, allow us to assist. While you lot distribute hot beverages, I'll do a sweep for errant beasts to slay. A far less arduous task, no doubt. When you've finished, look for me at the wakeful Tarana. Oh, Sylvain, running through that dark jungle. Oh, yeah, that's the exact same thing that he said earlier. I would be most obliged if you could deliver a few cups of chai to the villagers. I am certain it will do much to soothe their aching bodies and heavy hearts. Look at them all, lazing about, knowing full well the beasts might strike again. At any moment, do they not realize their lives are in danger? Well, I, for one, intend to survive. Too young to die. Yes, I'll leave this island behind if I must. But where would I go? Is anywhere safe these days? A mug of piping hot chai brewed from aromatic tea leaves, flavored with Nirana's secret blend of herbs and spices, then mixed with rich milk. A cup of chai? Can't you see I have more important things to worry about? No, you're right. It's precisely in times like these that we must strive to remain calm and steady. I do believe I'll visit the Elder and see what needs to be done. If there is any way I can aid my village and my friends, I will do it. I think considering how well my microphone picks up my voice, I think I can just relax and speak in my usual lower voice. Bengus. Hey sir, welcome to stream. How are you doing? Very good. Fantastic. What did you have for dinner? Wait, I know you. You were the one who saved us from those beasts back at the temple. Were it not for you, well, let's not even think about that. At times like this, we mustn't dwell on what we might have been, but look to the future. But what future awaits us? How can Raza hope to recover from this? Most of my friends are gone, and I don't know where to turn. That's rough, buddy, but would you like a cup of tea? I tell you, but you laugh at me for being broke. Well, actually I would not. Sometimes sometimes a broke meal is actually surprisingly good. Like sometimes I actually just do enjoy like a plate of instant noodles and egg. Just plain rice? OMG, VTuber. Hey man. How'd your appointment go? Just nothing but plain rice, not even egg or anything? That's... Is it enough though? It went very well? That's fantastic. Great to hear. I hope you had a pretty good day so far. Is Dynasty Lights a torkable song? I think you and I both know the answer. The answer is yes. Cup of chai? Well, if you insist. The aroma is a way of clearing the mind. Come to think of it, we've faced our fair share of trials in the past as well. And no matter how hard the times, we've always come together as a people united. One day at a time, one step at a time. But that is all any of us can do. Yes. Back to work. Once I finish this cup. Thank you. Now I'm very certain we rescued a whole bunch of refugees, so where is everyone? Actually, can they even be called refugees if they fled from their own village and are now back in said village? I think one of the worst parts about these go find the NPC quests is that they don't tell you where they are, just give you a general area. Oh. Yeah, just give you like a general area to look around. And you have to go play Where's Waldo? The Shrine. I'm sorry, I just want to be left alone. My best friend and I, we fled the village together. One of the beasts took him and it was all I could do to run. All the while, I could hear this monstrous voice screaming my name. It's crazy, man. You ever done DMT? This is for me? We used to drink chai together often. Share stories over steaming cups. After a hard day's work. Thank you, friend. Pain may never pass, but I must press on all the same. For his memory, and for we who must remember. Alright, Miss Elephant Lady, what else is there? Thank you for delivering the chai, Sylvain. Did it help lift the village's spirits? That's heartening to hear indeed. The final days show no signs of abating. But that is all the more reason that we must try to keep our composure. Our lives have been forever changed. The people we have lost will never return to us. These tragedies will long weigh on our hearts. But we have the capacity to live with our suffering, to carry the agony till we too join the fallen in death. It's not surrender, but recognition, for it's only in acceptance that we find the strength to move forward. Hardship is an inescapable part of life, we believe, and so our traditions teach us how we might overcome these trials. Perhaps this is why we are quick to adapt to new situations. Under his wing, Matsuya is eyeing you as if there's something he wants to say. As you finish your deliveries, might I ask you for a moment? I was curious to know what has become of Mevan and Karasar's remains. We left on a hill somewhere. Oh, thank you, friend. Surely they will be able to rest peacefully by each other's side. I and the people of Palakistan will perform the rites as soon as we are able. As for the child, it will not be easy for her, growing up without her parents. I promise to do what I can. Once she's able to eat solid food, the fish I catch will help nourish her. Well, we've finished delivering the chai. I do believe everyone has a piping hot cup. I could almost believe there's magic at work, how the tension fades with every sip. Let's pray that Palakistan has seen the last of those transformations, at least for now. We are still a risk, as every village in Fevner, like as not. Still, I trust we can leave this place in the care of our friends from the Radiant and the High Crucible. Shall we return to Radzahan? By all means, do not let us keep you any further. There are still many who have need of your wisdom and strength to deliver them from this terrible calamity. And I will do what I can as well. I'll bring rations and supplies from Akyali, with plenty to spare. And let's find Estinian and be on our way. Where did he wander off to again? The wakeful Tirana, near the bridge to Radzahan, as I recall. Very well then. Now we ride north. Hopefully I can attune to the Aetheryte soon, because I do not fancy riding through these plains here. Plains? Jungles? Sparse jungle, I suppose. How do you suppose the others fared in the capital? I hope things have not been too eventful in our absence. I have apprised the Stylian of the situation at Palaka's stand, so we didn't need have that conversation. Alphina told me everything. Well, glad am I to hear the people are safe. Likewise, you'll be pleased to know I found no evidence of lingering beasts in the jungle and ruins. To seem you finished off the last of them. Trying times yet lie ahead for the people of that near. Fortunately, they have a wise and benevolent satrap to shepherd them throughout. Speaking of which, I received word from Thancred not a short while ago. He awaits our return to the city on Alzadal's path. Come. The poor old woman who became a beast said her grandson had gone to Palaka's stand. I hope he survived. I highly doubt that, and I believe that he was probably the first monster that I killed outside the gate. There's a lingering sense of desolation here, but that is much preferable to the panic and chaos we saw before. It will be a struggle for the people to come to terms with these tragedies, but they are far stronger than you may think. It's good to see you safe. Given the skies, 'tis all too easy to fear the worst. I'm pleased to report that we've succeeded in quelling the threat here in the city. The beasts have all but felled, and the citizens are safe for now. I've also heard from the Radiant that an important proclamation will be made in the city square, but we'll say no more than that. Might you have any idea what this is about? I believe Vitras will announce that he is Satrap. So Vitra's finally coming out from behind the curtain. I suppose we too should hear what he has to say. To Magduta then. But before that, it would appear that the word of the assembly has not yet reached all the citizens. If anyone along the way seems unaware, we'd best enlighten them. I'm sure everyone will hear about it soon enough, but those who don't attend will be kicking themselves later for missing what's certain to be a historic moment. Are all the beasts gone? I've been hiding and I'm too scared to go out and take a look. Oh, that's a relief. I thought one of those beasts was going to eat me. I wonder where Varshan is. He's the slowest runner. I hope he got away. He could be with other people from the palace. Maybe I'll see him in the square. In more ways than one, my child. Leave me be, please. I swear to you, my flesh tastes absolutely terrible. And do I look like a monster to you? Oh, gods. What are you doing, scaring me like that? If we're not quiet, those beasts will find us. We've taken care of all the beasts. They all felled. Square, you say? But that's where the satrap was killed. With my very eyes I saw him crushed in that creature's maw. So many lives lost. Such terrible carnage. And you say there's someone else who will lead Ratahan instead. Whoever they are. If they say anything to sully the memory of a beloved satrap, I'll make them regret it. Well, you can certainly try. Oh, you'll be glad to know that nothing will sully his name. He died as he lived, a most honorable man. Finish rounding up the stragglers. The proclamation will begin shortly. Let's wait here, lest we miss something important. Welcome back, Sylvain. Alphino told me everything. I was pleased to hear that Vitra has chosen to reveal himself at last. The people of Radzahan need a strong and wise satrap more than ever.
Look! Someone's coming!
People of Razathan, it warms my heart to see so many brave, resilient souls before me. Today, I would share with you a great revelation. But before I do, I must make a humble request. Do not be alarmed, nor avert your eyes. see the one I unveil for who he is, and know that he means you no harm.
Very well. I dare say it can't be worse than the horrors we've already seen.
Many thanks.
A dragon!
Wow!
People of Radzathan, I am Vritra, and for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode. Tis as the Satrap's ally I am known. Today, I would reveal the truth unto you.
Let us hope they accept him.
If I am hearing this right, you were the satrap all along?
Vashan! I mean, Master Vitra, does your divine eye really see all?
Nay, child. While mine eye hath borne witness to the whole of our nation's history, to its future I am blind as thee. Countrymen, calamity the likes of which we have never known is come to Thavnir, our home. Friends and loved ones have been taken from us. I, too, have lost my closest confidant. Ahawan loved this land and served it with dignity till his dying breath. A nobler satrap there will never be. For so long, I lacked the courage to face you. I will not easily earn your trust, this I know. And yet, I cannot sit idly by and abandon Radzathan to her fate. A font of boundless vibrancy, this jewel of the ocean. Since time immemorial, hath she glittered with every color imaginable. To this dragon, slumbering in his dark lair, 'twas a mesmerizing sight, and one that brought no end of joy to my heart. This calamity hath stolen too much from you already, yet so long as you live, the light of Radzathan will never be extinguished. I pray you let me watch over it, over you, and lend me your strength, that we might face this trial and those to come as one.
I do not know you, dragon, but I thank you for speaking the truth to us. As divinities, both Manusha and Riga once joined together, so too do I believe that hand in hand, we can overcome this ordeal and welcome an era of peace.
A sight that would have surely brought a smile to Izael's face.
Indeed.
Excuse me, but I must speak with the Satrap at once.
Father!
You have suffered dearly of late, yet you must endeavor to look beyond these losses to the future you yet have. On behalf of the Forum of Sharlayan, I come with a proposal by which you, the people of Radzat-Han, might be saved. I say again, I must speak with your Satrap. I beseech you, take me to him with all possible haste.
I am Satrap here. Speak thy proposal. All present shall hear and judge.
If I have given offense, then I apologize. First, allow me to share with you what knowledge we have of the phenomenon responsible for your woes. The final days. 'Tis an affliction of stagnancy and rot, sown into the currents of the star. Though the first prominent manifestation was here, in Thavnair, it will invariably spread to every corner of the world. The Forum was forewarned of this apocalypse several centuries ago. Thenceforth, my predecessors sought to prepare for the end times in the only conceivable fashion, by securing a means of escape.
Escape the star? What madness is this?
'Tis by no means madness. With the coming of the 7th Umbral Calamity, the true nature of the Red Moon, Dalamod, was revealed. That it was an artificial construct of ancient Alag. But what of the Silver Moon? This celestial satellite is yet another technological marvel fashioned and maintained by ancient allies. A ship that will sail the heavens and deliver our people from destruction. And by our people, I speak not only of Sharlayan. We mean to save every man, woman, and child it is within our power to save. Including you, our dear friends of Radzat-Han. Recent events necessitate adjustments be made, and quickly, but we can and will escort you safely to the moon.
Long has thy Forum been allies to Thavnair. I trust thou dost not extend this offer lightly. Yet I wonder, is this truly the way? Is there a future to be built for us beyond this star our father deemed the last bastion of hope?
It is for that very reason I come before you and your people. To answer any and all of your questions. To offer my assurances and allay your fears. Though, if you wish the best for your people, I advise you to render your decision swiftly.
Show our friends to Megaduta. They are to be received as honored guests. Worry not. Whatever decision is reached, your paths shall be yours to decide. Until then, Heed the warning of these brave heroes. Guard your hearts against fear and despair, for it is within such fertile soil that the seeds of blasphemy find purchase. Remain calm and attend to your daily tasks. I shall return anon.
We'll do as you say, Master Vitra. We believe in you.
Oh, you're still here. What a relief.
Nidana, what's the matter? Has something happened at Palika's stand?
Oh, no, not that I know of. I just hope to hear your thoughts on a theory of mine. All who undergo the transformation are drained of their ether, yes? What is it then that gives these beasts the strength to carry on as they do? Logically, they must be drawing upon an alternate form of vital energy. That put me in mind of our earlier conversation, when I tried to explain the essence which many confuse with ether.
Akasha. Yes, I remember. The unseen gift bestowed from on high. An energy influenced solely by emotion.
Yes, yes. In this instance, negative ones set Akasha into motion, thereby infusing the beasts with vitality. I posit this as the mechanism by which the beasts are born and sustained. Ah, do you still have that flower? If we accept that it once shone bright by drawing upon Akasha, influenced by the thoughts of those nearby, then fear, terror, despair, negative emotions so powerful as to suffocate it, permeated the air in this place. You must be very careful. The forces which drive the final days may be beyond our ability to perceive. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you like that. At any rate, I will continue my research into Akasha. Do temper your expectations, however. There are sadly few detailed studies upon which I may draw.
Formulating a new theory as you have is itself no small feat. I wish you well in your endeavors, and pray you take care.
Thank you. You stay safe as well, yes? Till next we meet. And we will meet again.
So blasphemies now plague all the realm.
It will only get worse if what Father said is true, as it did in Amarot.
If that's our model, then shouldn't we expect the effects to grow more severe as it feeds off its own spread? As if people transforming into those monstrosities wasn't bad enough. If the flora and fauna, if the land itself turned against us.
No one would survive.
Here's your order, friend. May you find comfort in these dark times.
Where do we go from here? If there's one thing we've learned, fighting blindly and simply reacting to what comes will accomplish nothing. We must find a solution that addresses the fundamental cause. Before our strength is exhausted, before this crisis spirals out of control. Is there something, anything we've overlooked?
If there is an answer, Hydaelyn herself will have it. 'Twas she who bound Zodiac and forestalled the final days. Alas, we have heard naught from her since the Tower of Babel. Whether she cannot or will not speak, I can only speculate. Even the flower she gave us is no more. So advised the Watcher. But what could be the significance of that name? It is entirely unfamiliar to me.
To me as well. It meant something to the ancients, though. In our time.
Most surely. Yet I do not recall a single mention of it in the records of Anida.
Another dead end. And quite literally. It's not as if there are any ancients living we could go and ask.
Not alive as such, but not quite dead. Elidibus. I sealed him in the White Aura site of the Crystal Tower back on the first. Contained within that reservoir of ether that maintains it, ether that is returned little by little to the sea, naught may remain of his soul. However, if part of it lingers, we might be able to speak with him there. I know we can no longer make that journey, but you, my friend, still can. Thank you, my friend. That would mean much to me.
If nothing else, should we learn the First is safe, we'll have that much more reason to keep fighting the good fight. That said, the odds are not in our favor, to say the least. Which is why we're fortunate to have Urianger up there on the moon, working hard to make all the necessary preparations for our departure, should it come to it.
And why we have nothing to lose by staying the course till the last instant.
Indeed. To the last, let us all do what we can. I will consult with Master Matoya and see if she knows of a way to reach Hydaelyn from the Ethereal Sea.
And I will visit the nation's leaders and attempt to ascertain how far the final days have progressed elsewhere.
Keep me abreast of your findings. I can seek out and slay the worst of the immediate threats, if only to slow the spread.
Unease, terror, despair. Try as we might to suppress them, these emotions will return to harry us time and time again. But when they do, remember this. Your friends and loved ones are out there somewhere, sharing in your struggle. You are not alone.
So ends the brief respite before the next revelation. Yes, so much left for you to see. Where beginning ends, and end begins.
Oh, how long have I been muted? Oh no. In case you haven't heard, we are planning to produce a tome chronicling the events from the Flood to the Knight's Return. For this project, we intend to draw upon records kept by the world's peoples. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be a centerpiece tome. But yours will be the one to crown them all. A solid hour. Oh man. That's embarrassing. I keep forgetting to check my audio output these days. I really should put like a post-it note somewhere just to remind myself. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be a centerpiece of the tome, but yours will be the one to crown them all. I've been asked to contribute a chapter on the soul, a subject that is key to understanding much of your endeavors. In the course of developing the spirit vessel, I gained valuable insights into travel beyond the rift, knowledge that will allow me to attest to your existence and deeds. There's just no end to the questions I will ask you, but if you could indulge me just one for now. In your quest to restore the night, you faced many a formidable foe. Among them, who offered you the greatest struggle? Hades, who bore the burden of his people. Ah yes, Hades. He who sought to resurrect his ancient brethren. He was a final obstacle in your quest to restore the night, your battle in the depths of the tempest and the stuff of epics. Yet, compelling as it is, I worry that mere words will not do justice to that fateful confrontation. Nor that we would think to omit it entirely, of course. No, at the very least, we'll impress upon readers that it was the climax of your hero's journey. I know you love to talk his ear off, Morin, but we really should be on our way. Those documents from Yulmore will collect themselves. Of course. And afterwards, would you care to join me for tea? I was hoping you might clarify a few points in your treatise. Till next time then. Do tell others to look after themselves. Our overzealous friend in particular. Remind him not to overexert himself. Again and again till his ears fall off, if that's what it takes for him to take it to heart. Gasp. Is that the Warrior of Darkness? Hello, Crystarium children. It is I, the Warrior of Darkness. It's him. It's really him. What are you doing here? If going to battle, I can give you some medicine. I made it myself. That's not Ricky. You only give him a stomachache. I've come to see Morin to get his advice. One of the guard finally agreed to teach us how to fight, but first we need to choose a fighting style. Well, I know I want to be a mage. Arkil isn't sure. Magic isn't really my thing, so I was thinking of taking up the axe, or the sword, or maybe the bow. They all seem alright, but it's hard to decide. So I thought I'd ask Martin. He knows a lot about lots of things. He's in here? Aw. Ooh, why don't you have the Warrior of Darkness choose for you? What do you think suits Arkil best? Axe, sword, or bow? For protecting your friends, sword. The sword. If you took up the sword, you could be just like Brandon, the Warrior of Light. I love that tale. Let's borrow the book today. It's really popular though. I hope it's still there. Thanks for helping me decide, Warrior of Darkness. I'll start with that style, and maybe try something else later on. And when I get really strong, I hope to have a bout with you. Such fun he's been having, basking in the adoration of musty old bookworms and wide-eyed younglings. Does he spare a thought for me? Of course not. Is it you, Feoil? I waited and waited and waited, but he won't so much as acknowledge the presence of his beautiful branch, even though they're right here. Such a heartless thing our sapling is. Cold and cruel and heartless. Don't you have more important things to do, Your Majesty? Oh, faithful Feoil, loveliest of branches, how I have missed you. If you truly miss me, you should have cried for me at the top of your lungs the instant you arrived. To make up for it, you will call with twice the passion next time. Oh, for there to be a next time, you've some few struggles to overcome. So, my adorable sapling, the wall is on the verge of destruction, is it? How do you know? How do I know this? Joined as we are, spying on you is as simple as sliding down the back of a rainbow. Would that I could aid you in your quest, but the fate of we Fey folk is bound to that of the star. Wherever it goes, so too do we follow. Such is our way. The most I could do for you is spare you the pain by gifting you the sweetest of eternal dreams. But if escape's not to your liking, then you must struggle with your fellow mortals. Indeed. Ah. But here are the ones you were waiting for, I wonder. What manner of conclusion awaits at Tale's End? My apologies for the delay. Sylvain, so wonderful to see you again. You doubtless have much catching up to do, so I shall leave you to it. I've taken the liberty of unlocking the umbilicus, and you may enter at your leisure. I'm relieved to hear that everyone is well. I had this feeling, like a pit in my stomach, but I was afraid that something might have happened. How so? Maybe I'm overthinking things, but it's just that I'm the Oracle of Light, but I've never spoken with Heidelin, never once heard her call. So I've always had this feeling deep inside me, a connection to something immense. These past few days though, that connection has wavered, as if that immense something was distant, and close, then distant again. And then the other night I was jolted awake by the feeling that it had been completely severed. Wanting some fresh air, I went to open a window, and to my horror, the sky was ablaze, like during the star shower. But then I blinked and everything was normal. The next day no one said a thing. No one else had seen what I had seen. As far as I could tell, nothing was out of the ordinary. I began to wonder if it was a figment of a half-remembered dream. Sylvain, what are you not telling me? I have to know. Please. It doesn't matter how terrible it is. Very well. It wasn't my imagination then. Yeah, so much larger than she is. Oh my gosh. Indeed, she is but a child. The doom we witnessed in Amaroth has come again. And thank you for coming by to the stream, Amelia. I certainly appreciate your patronage. I can't believe it. Like I told you before, all is well here in the first. So don't worry about us, please. Look only to the threat before you. We're fine right now. And even if we weren't, we've learned how to survive. Should the final days reach us here as well, maybe rest assured we won't go quietly. No, we'll hold on until you can find a way to save all our worlds. So long as you continue your fight, so too will we, united in purpose beneath a blazing sky. I hope your day is going alright. Still fairly early in the morning for you. Have you had your breakfast? Hope upon a flower. Irene wears a look of steely resolve. You're headed to the Umbilicus to consult with Elidibus, right? I'll do some consulting of my own and speak with Lena. Decide how we might best prepare for the final days. I had a bit of breakfast, yes? That doesn't sound very convincing. Don't forget, breakfast is indeed the most important meal of the day. So, it's farewell for now, but we'll see each other again. I'm certain of it. We lived through the flood and the tyranny of the Light Wardens. We're survivors. Do what you need to, and know that we will too. It is. I had some, honestly, and I hope you had a proper rest for the day. I had a fair amount of rest, I suppose. I woke up at a reasonable hour. Haven't done anything too strenuous today. Got a bit of work done during the afternoon. Yeah, and here I am, streaming some Final Fantasy XIV. It is indeed fantastic, and full well glad am I that you are taking care of yourself as well. Ah, Master Sylvain, welcome back. The captain has told me all. Give a word and I'll show you to the ocular. Let us proceed.
Biometric authentication complete. Please state your business.
Ah yes, Fantasy Alexa.
Acknowledged. Reinitializing Circus Tower systems. Searching for Elidibus entity. Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image.
My home. My friends. No more than a dream. You. Why have you awakened me? I no longer sense those places beyond, or Lord Zodiac. You must explain all.
Explain I shall.
So, he is fallen, and my brethren's souls returned to the star. The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent is come again. Old burdens now yours to bear. But if this is Fandaniel's design, then I, as Elidibus, have a duty to fulfill. Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories of the Convocation. Such knowledge as I have, I will share.
Sorry. Truly.
Why apologize for receiving a favor of the defeated? If it sits ill, consider it payment for freeing Lord Zodiac from servitude. Where to begin? Ah, the end. Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own. The decay first took root where the currents were weakest. Yes, a conclusion drawn by him, Fandaniel. Not the him of here and now, but as I knew him, long, long ago. Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure. Were it not for his knowledge of the Celestial, we would never have made the connection, and thence forestalled the final days. And though he inherited that noble soul, how different this last incarnation, so consumed by self-loathing and hate. Elpis. Yes, the name is familiar to me. Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place. A testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world. Many worked there, and before joining the Convocation and assuming the title of Fandaniel, he was their chief. He was Hermes. That is all I know. The crystals tell little of the lives the 14 led prior to their induction. Elpis itself would tell even less. Nary a ruin has survived. Wait. I saw you there. In Elpis. No. I did not. But I did. I did. A lingering trace of impossibility. And a truth that fills my heart. My memories remain clouded, I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course. You must travel to Elpis, to the time when Hermes served as its chief. In glimpsing the Exarch's memories, Not only did I make his summoning magic mine own, I also mastered the workings of this tower, which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy. As such, I believe I can deliver you unto the past, unto that place and that precise moment.
Now, if it's time travel involved.
Given the eons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed. Your form will be less tangible still than those warriors of light I had summoned. In all likelihood, none will be able to see or hear you. Yet even should you manage to interact with others, you will be unable to effect meaningful change. For the reality you wish to save, the reality to which you must return, exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present. Cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fated to come. In full knowledge of this, will you still entrust your life to your foe and make the journey?
I trust you.
Very well. I shall cast you unto the river of time. Let this be my final act. You must input the commands. I no longer have the authority. First, you must reconfigure the systems, that the tower's ether may be channeled for the magic. The preparations are complete. The gateway will soon open. Return at once to the ocular. All appears to be in order. The ether flows unimpeded. The magic should consume every last mote of my essence. Why are you surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act? Lord Zodiac is no more. There is nothing for me here. The ones I love and long to see again are waiting in that promised land, beyond memory and dream. Now go, warrior of light. Go, and do not look back.
Very well. Farewell, Elizabeth.
Well, Heidelin, I take my leave of you. Yours is the mantle of the last of us. May you have the joy of it, the burden and the solitude. It falls to you now. You and your champion to save our star.
Oh wow, I am intangible. This man stands dutifully by the Etherite-like device, a guide for this facility in all likelihood. You attempt to get the man's attention, but if he sees or hears you, he gives you absolutely no indication. As Elizabeth warned, it appears your form is intangible. Oop. Hey Saren, thanks for the follow. I see you looking around for quite a while now. I hope you're doing alright. Hello, hello. Is this the right place, yes? Propylaeon? Judging by the woman's words, this facility is called Propylaeon. Hello? You attempt to gently prod the woman to attract her attention, but feel nothing, and it seems neither does she. The device is reminiscent of an Etherite. Perhaps it is possible to attune with it. Despite attempting to channel and focus your energies, you fail to attune with the device. You can only assume it operates differently. Let's go and stare at this crystal for a bit. Very colorful. The remarkably large man wears a black robe and a half mask, much like the phantoms you encountered in Marin Laboratory and the recreated Amaranth. You seem you have made it to your destination. You gesticulate wildly and shout all manners of greetings and obscenities, but the man does not so much as glance in your general direction. I wonder whether if I could just simply phase through the door as a ghost. I suspect this door leads outside, but how to open it?
And here we are, Elpis. Well, well, how rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor? Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while. You're welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
Come now. Is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
It's him.
Who you are, perhaps, but I am far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our hosts who would be held accountable. So, please, do favor us with your handsome face.
Satisfied?
They have some really pretty
I
eyes.
thank you for your cooperation. You are free to go about your business.
I absolutely love the coloring.
By the by, you see it too, yes?
You see me?
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about.
That's odd.
Seems a bit like a awkward reunion.
It's right here. A bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's. Do you suppose he created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
Don't ask me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's his spitting image. So let's leave it be. Come now.
Right here, you know.
It's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words. Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves.
Who do you take me for?
Why, a dear friend, of course. One who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded.
I suggest you close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant.
Okie dokie.
You may open your eyes.
Oh hey, I'm whole again. And normal size too. Oh well, ancient sized, I suppose.
Oh, you even adjusted its size.
The better to indulge your whim. This way, it will be easier to communicate.
Yes, I suppose stooping down to what's basically dog height is not that pleasant.
How very thoughtful of you. And may I applaud your artful reinforcement. Without further ado then. Greetings! I am Hythlodaeus, Chief of the Bureau of the Architect. Sulking beside me is the most honorable Emmet Selk of the Convocation of 14. And how might we address you, my new friend? A fine name. And I'm pleased to see you understand our words. So, tell us, whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here.
Oh, that is a bit of a complicated story, but I shall indulge you, perhaps.
You do not know? Or cannot say? Allow me to ask a different question, then. What brings you here?
I want to learn about Elpis. Or perhaps I want to seek a man named Hermes.
Well now, the same as us. Perhaps Azim wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar.
If he truly wished to be here, then he would be.
Well, technically yes, but no.
Right you are. My apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happens to resemble that of a friend. And with your purpose matching our own besides, we jumped to a hasty conclusion. We are here to speak with Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the man's work. We, I say, though this is Emmet Selk's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide. And I should be happy to serve as yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding.
Wait, are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about?
That's kind of rude, don't you think?
If you harbor suspicions, better to keep it close than leave it to its own devices. Wouldn't you agree? Besides, having a mysterious life form in tow is the norm rather than the exception here. Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation at Heaven's Edge, Elpis.
Wow. I don't even know where to begin.
This presence.
Oh my god, look at them. Look at the goofy little faces.
Hermes! Visitors! We have visitors!
What secrets are you hiding, I wonder?
Secrets that I unfortunately cannot tell you. Or rather, I'm unable to tell you. In case you didn't know, it's rude to stare. Stop. It's hardly my first time here, but the scenery never fails to take my breath away, while it feels as if you could reach out and touch the heavens. Now then, to begin our guided tour, perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I shall start with the basics. Using concepts to give shape to ether, creation magics allow us to bring forth anything we desire, be it inanimate objects or living beings. Anyone may conceive of concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation at the Bureau of the Architect. As part of the process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to help us for in-depth observation and study. A fascinating facility, isn't it? I dare say you will enjoy touring it with us. Let me just stand right here so I can take a photo. Now then, our friend Hermes. Aside from overseeing the facility, he also conducts his own research. Chances are he will be at the main observation hub, so let us seek him out at very first. Tired as you are, however, you stand out a little too much. Our dear MSQ wishes to keep a low profile for his errand, so... Do you know how to make a robe? A basic concept will do. No? In that case, MSQ. No. Your whim, your responsibility. You're not getting another thimble of ether out of me. He always scrims sometimes. I think he wasn't a nigh bottomless font of magic. Very well, I shall make a robe, but perhaps you can assist. Come, let us search for the requisite material. Requisite material. So it's not a simple matter of just simply conjuring it out of thin air. No means no. Just be grateful I'm even willing to wait. Yes, these creatures should suffice. An etheric rope. I want you to use it to capture, shall we say, two Batoldi. There are 3 species here, I believe. Any 2 kinds should serve. Now I should mention that the strength of the rope is tied, no pun intended, to the strength of its user. As your ether is still thin compared to ours, you need to weaken the Batoldi first. Good luck. Remember, it's a pair of Batoldi we require. Any 2 kinds should serve. Oh, that's cool. There we go. Just throw a bunch of rope at a massive butterfly. You've caught up a Patoldi. Come, come, let us see. Duly weakened and carefully bound, these Patoldi is destined to become clothing. Yes, these fine fellows will do nicely. And now for a spot of reversion. There, it's ready. That's nothing fancy, but then we're trying not to stand out. Right on, precise. Won't someone be angry with us for using those creatures? Oh, it's fine. There's no one around to tell us off. Besides, we can always make more Patoldi. We only need a tiny amount of ether. It may take some effort to get the form and composition right, but anyone familiar with the concept should be able to manage. Well and good to disguise and educate it, but it won't fool anyone who can see worth a damn. Fair point, but at the very least, it should spare you unwanted attention from casual observers. And Itself's constant headache at Hypnodeus' antics is always going to be amusing. And the Selk speaks true, even dressed like us. Your unusual nature will be plain to see. Oh, will be plain to those who think to look. Should someone question your presence, they'll make up excuses, much less try to explain what you actually are. No, best to simply say you're a familiar. The question is whose? Ah, of course. Azim's. If you say you belong to him, people will give you the benefit of the doubt for any and all outlandish behavior. Azim seems like an absolute menace in society. Exploiting our associates' absence. For lack of his presence, obviously. Were he here, he'd have been first to propose the idea, and you know it. With that, your story is settled. Let us continue with our errand. Alright, I mean, it's a point of his costume then. As dubious as it is, passing you off as Azim's familiar is probably the best approach. Should he take offense that others so readily believe his recklessness? Should he take offense that others so readily believe his recklessness is to blame, he's welcome to mend his ways. Pass as a child in your original size? I think not. Augmented or no, your ether is still far too thin to be considered normal. If you're ready, let us continue along the path to Anagnorisis. The place serves as an observation hub and residence boat. Someone there should be able to point us in the direction of Hermes. This is such a wonderful and beautiful place. I like it here. Oh, look at that. They even have unicorns. I believe. Yes, unicorns. What do they call them? Rhinoceroses instead? Ooh. Ethernet. I'm going to try to attune to the Ethernet shard first and see whether if that works. This is quite the hike. Yes, I can return here at any time. However, because I can return at any time, I shall now head back to deal with my squadron. Ziander. Fancy sword. Let me see if I can die first though. Perhaps I can. Alright, and with that settled, it is back to Elvis. I was wondering what she was examining, but it seems to be the bush itself. Let's see if this observer knows Hermes' whereabouts, but words. Yes, can I help you? We should speak with Chief Hermes. Do you know where you might find him? Well now, by your mask I assume you are one of the 14. I wasn't aware there was to be a visitation. Between you and us, it's something of a surprise. Your discretion in the matter would be appreciated. I see. My lips are sealed. The Chief should be out conducting observations as usual. His focus of late has been aquatic creatures, so I expect you will find him at one of the pools here. The pools, you say? Many thanks. And apologies for disrupting your work. I say, Aphrodite. Well, I've never met Hermes. You know him well, do you not? That being the case, can you simply find him by his ether? That I could. As you know, MSQ and I can discern the color of souls. By the same token, we can also see ether quite keenly, and from great distances. With this skill, I could readily locate Hermes. I felt that it would be a waste of an opportunity. We're here to perform an assessment of it all. By searching the ordinary way, we stand to gain insight into Elpis and the man in charge of it. This is as much for your own enjoyment, like as not, but point taken. If you're going to accompany us, make yourselves useful and help us look for Hermes. According to his profile, he has short, dark hair. So you know, it's because we're in Elpis that we don't have our cowls up. Special exemption due to the need to be aware of dangerous creatures. Elsewhere we didn't exhibit our individuality. It's unseemly. This is all common sense, but I would not assume you possess any. It's a rare treat indeed to be able to search someone by their appearance. And thank you for humoring me. Come, let us find our man. Such funny faces.
Huh. You are...
Oh. Different. You're different too. You and me. We're alike. Friends. I want to be... Wait. Please. Wait. Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me?
Ooh, very
Do
clearly.
not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, and know your thoughts. May we please be friends? May we please be friends?
Ah, I see you found him.
It's Ladeus. It's been a while. Too long, I think.
Too long indeed for close collaborators. On this blessed occasion, I bring not only myself, but others who long to speak with you.
You were of the convocation?
Emmett Selk at your service. Do I have the honor of addressing Hermes, Chief Overseer of Elpis?
You do. You have traveled far for it.
Given your facility's purpose, its remote location is something of a necessity. Would that I didn't have to rely upon a guide.
Oh, you wound me. Have I not ever been an attentive and helpful friend? But moving along to more agreeable company, this one we chance to... Well, you certainly have her attention. Is she one of yours, Hermes?
Her name is Meteon. It means shooting star.
If I may make an observation, her ether is terribly thin. I fear she might dissipate at any moment. Nor do I believe you've made a submission to the Bureau. I would remember such a concept if you had.
I haven't, as you say. I judged it too early. She's a pet project of mine, still undergoing preliminary testing. But rest assured that I will attend in person ere long.
Very well. Being an authority on flying life forms, I appreciate that you are exacting in your work. I shall look forward to your submission.
If we have finished with the perfunctory chit-chat, I would discuss official matters. By my coming, I trust you already anticipate the subject.
I have an inkling, yes. Please wait to the main building yonder. I shall join you as soon as I've returned these creatures to their homes.
What's wrong, Hermes?
The Namastoma is missing.
I may have found it. A creature with the self-same ether as those there, nestled in the boughs of a tree outside the grounds.
You're saying they can climb with their sorry excuses for limbs?
You have to be mean to the little axolotl there.
The fashion has been to imbue aquatic creatures with the power of flight, ever since the words of Metron created a sky-swimming fish. The Ambistomas too can fly, if only slightly, and they could conceivably climb a tree. Whether they can come down safely, however... Excuse me.
I'll help too.
And what are we supposed to do with this lot?
Just stare at him. Look at them big ol' eyes.
May I suggest we split up? If you would be so good as to assist Hermes, Emmett Selk and I shall keep an eye on these adorable creations in the meantime.
Search for the adventurous Amstoma. What you staring at me, Tion? Hermes, are you alright? How? It seems Hermes and Meteon have found a quarry, a creature known in this age as an amystoma. Yet though it has been safely extricated from the tree, Hermes appears to have found himself in quite a predicament. The amystoma. Hermes saw it up high in the tree. High up in the tree. He climbed up to get it, but it jumped on him, and he slipped. Do you need a hand? Ugh. No, I'm fine, if a little embarrassed. Now, for your own safety, please stand back. Ugh. Hermes, are you alright? Quite alright, yes. My apologies for worrying you, Meteon. Both you and, you can call me... Sylvain Demon Bane, yes. Sylvain Demon Bane you are called. Intriguing name, somehow reminiscent of a new creation. Thank you for coming after me. As for you, little one, you must be more careful. You may be able to fly, but doesn't mean you cannot fall and hurt yourself. Oh no, I've forgotten all about his fellows. Truly? What a relief. Must thank Selk and Hyphlodeus when I return to them. But first, with distractions out of the way. As Chief Overseer of Elpis, permit me to welcome you to our facility. I hope you will enjoy your time here. Bremistola stares at you unflinchingly, as if regarding something novel. Regarding it in turn, you notice it appears to be floating, if ever so slightly. I'm glad we're safe, Hermes and Amystoma. Having found the wayward Amystoma, Hermes is the picture of relief. Well, we mustn't keep the others waiting. Let us return to Agnorsis. Umbral Wind. Huh. I'm being chased by a bird. Perhaps it's only your imagination, but something in the creature's demeanor bespeaks proud defiance for having gone on an adventure. Some creations stay outside, others stay at Catisis, like the Amystomas. No more errant creations to distract us from the matters of actual import or trust. 'Twas blissfully uneventful in your absence. The little ones were on their best behavior. Apologies for the trouble. Owing to your kind assistance, all the Amystomas are safe and well. I'll presently send them back to their space. We will go on ahead to the main building. Upon entering, you'll see a table and chairs, the meeting area. You may speak there. Very well. Take care not to let the creature slip away again. We'll be attending as well, so you should join the others at the building. While MSQ has been accommodating thus far, he's the one who has business with Hermes. If you wish to attend, you will have to ask his permission.
This appears to be the place. And here is where we part ways. We will be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge, and that does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origins. What? Will I have to remove you by force?
Look at that smug face. There are reasons I cannot speak freely.
Let's hear them then, these reasons of yours. Who knows? If I deem your mysterious cause worthy, I may even be inclined to offer my assistance.
I do not object to his attendance.
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
Perhaps, but I believe he can be trusted. Meteon would not have taken to him so quickly otherwise. Moreover, the presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure.
As you wish, then. Behave yourself. Do you hear?
So clear.
So, it's finally happened, then.
Aye. Van Daniel has declared his intention to step down, and named you as his preferred successor. In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the Convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration. As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure. And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation. I understand that you and Van Daniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Elpis after all. I should not be surprised if you knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office.
I did. He told me that when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me.
A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you so averse to serving on the Convocation?
No, it's not that. For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honor beyond words. No. What troubles me, what I struggle to come to terms with, is the very fact that Van Daniel is stepping down. Does this not mean that he will return to the Star?
Of his own volition, yes. Like so many others have before him.
Return to the Star? Does that mean die?
Well now, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis? Mankind is the life of Atheris. Each of us, a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance. In our finite time upon it, 'tis our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home, now and in future, may abide in happiness. To that end, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation. And by our efforts did we transform this once untamed wilderness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today. To return to the star whence we came is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it. A choice embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest, in service to our world. And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always.
The 14 are no exception. 'Tis believed no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty. Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return, or so the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew custom. Mayhap you feel Fandaniel's deeds do not warrant his return. Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of countless outstanding concepts. And channeling the wealth of experience he attained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens.
I know of all this. I do. It's just... I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all. Oh no. I've made her upset. Forgive me. I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteon outside? A change of scenery would do her good.
By all means. Most would jump at the chance to surf in the complication, and yet... Don't mind us, my friend. Please, tend to Meteon. Forgive me. I'll make it up to you, I promise. I'm sorry, Sylvain. I didn't mean... walk. Perhaps we can go for a walk. Ponder, warrant, cherish, welcome. Hermes gets sad when he thinks about death. When others are sad, I'm sad too. That's how I am. How he made me. But don't worry, I'm fine now. So, why did you come here? You want to learn about Elpis and Hermes? Ooh, teach you. I can teach you. We could take turns. I tell you something, then you tell me something. Sounds like fun. It will be. It will be. Let's start. Ah yes, let's talk to Memnon. It should be near the Aetheryte. I'm not good at explaining that Memnon is, so I'll have him explain instead. Ah, the Aetheryte. Anyone can use it to teleport anywhere. Well, maybe not anywhere. Or to the ground or other isles. For that you need teleporters. Oh, and permission. And what have we here? Well, you look like a person. Your ether is quite thin. I assume you're familiar like Meteor. Is there something you need? This is Sylvain. Could you teach him about Elpis? Ah, a newly arrived familiar, is he? Very well. I should be glad to introduce our fair facility to him. As you know, it is mankind's duty to make the star a better place. As part of this duty, we employ creation magics to bring forth new life. However, we cannot simply release our works into the wild, or it will lead to chaos. No, any and all life forms must undergo extensive testing to determine their fitness to exist. Testing which is conducted here in Elpis. Every candidate is subjected to rigorous study, in which we identify their properties, demise what habitats might be suitable, and speculate as to the effects they may have on the environment and other species. Should it be judged a beneficial addition to the star, it will be allowed to take its place in the world. The two of you, too, were created with the hope of making the star a better place. So heed your masters well and be good, do you hear? We will, Amnon, we will. Thanks for the lesson. You had a turn, now I get a turn. Where do you come from? From place far, far away. Then I probably don't know it. I don't know much about other places. But this place is important to you. I can feel it. Oh, my power. I haven't told you about it. A creation. That's fine creation. While not being watched, then I'll explain my power. Motionless bird. What's Spriggans? Spriggans? What are Spriggans? These things right here. Oh no, we call them Aureae. The first many is, if it's just one, we say Aureas. Though they are cute, they can be naughty. Sometimes they run off with concept crystals, and Hermes has to run after them. There's never a dull moment with the Aureae. The fondness of minerals makes them highly unique, and as they will be no less popular. It's a hornbill. Oh, this creation is perfect. But I don't remember seeing it here before. Perhaps it's new. Anyway, I'll try reading his mind. That's my power. I can't read it. Maybe there's nothing to read. Wait, please, I'll try again. With you this time. Greetings. Can you hear me? This is my power. I can read the emotions of those around me and project my emotions to others in return. I'm not actually speaking to you in your mind, rather you're converting my emotions into words and intention. A process performed subconsciously by intelligent life forms. This ability is vital to my mission, for it allows me to interact with intelligent beings, even should they communicate via unknown languages or other non-verbal means. As a consequence, I'm clumsy at speaking. Yet though I struggle to express myself in this fashion, Hermes wants me to speak as much as possible, for everyone has thoughts and feelings that they may wish to hide. I harbor an affection for you, one that is difficult to define. Aside from the fact that you share common traits with us, your thoughts are complex, prismatic. They draw me in and leave me wanting to know more. Out of respect for your privacy, I will refrain from using my power when speaking with you. Nevertheless, I want you to know that I wish to be your friend. Did you hear me? Good. That's my turn again. So, what are you good at? Let's see. I suppose I'm fairly good at playing. Playing? I'm still not sure what that means. Hermes says let's play, but then he goes for a walk. I'll look at creations. It's fun, but no different from work. I think we might be bothering it. Let's keep going and see Ewan next. She's usually in the small building, the one on your west row. Oh, the dude's space through the door. Well, if it isn't Meteor. I see you've brought a friend today. Greetings, Ewan. An apple. Could you make me an apple? The kind Hermes likes, covered in syrup. I want to share it with Sylvain. Oh, candied apple. Hermes is certainly partial to them, but you know you can't eat, Tian. You were made to do so. But I like it too. It may seem that way, but it's due to your ability to share others' feelings. You've taken Hermes' likes for your own. In any case, I can't prepare an apple right now. I'll bring one for Hermes soon, promise. I'm sorry, Sylvain. I wanted to show you my favorite thing. Then I could ask about yours, but I failed. Oh, I'll tell you what I like anyway. Oh, that's what you like. Yes, I can feel it. The joy and happiness. That makes me happy too. Thanks for sharing it with me, Sylvain. Well, we've walked and talked a lot. Maybe Hermes has finished talking too. Shall we go and see? Between you and me, Hermes' eating habits are atrocious. We may not be relying upon food to the extent that our smaller creations are, but our diets eventually catch up with us. If we don't consume the requisite balance of nutrients, we grow weak and lethargic. Yet Hermes consumes candy apples as if they were a staple. Ah, excellent timing. It was a refreshing constitutional, I hope. What, back already? Pity. A bit longer and we might have snuck away without you. There you are. I can see the fresh air has done Meteon good. Sylvain wanted to learn about you and Elpis, so I taught him. About this place, about my power, about your favorite food. I'm not sure if the last one will be of any use. I do appreciate your keeping Meteon company. While you are away, I finished speaking with our guests. Finished? Hardly. Requested time to consider the invitation, so we have no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work. My apologies. It has been decided that MSQ and Hifledeus will accompany me as I attend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, perhaps you would like to come too. I'm compelled to remind you that he is in no way associated with the convocation. We simply chanced to meet at a proper Leon. There's no guarantee that the matters we discuss will remain private. I do not mind. To see the joy his presence bring Meteon, I cannot imagine or our mysterious friend harbors malicious intent. Gabriel is kind, really, truly. He taught me as much as I taught him. You're coming, of course, to watch Hermes? You're bound to learn lots and lots. This time we all get to go for a walk. Isn't it exciting? It is held that all civil organizations should conduct their affairs with total transparency, and the convocation is no exception. That doesn't mean we are obliged to show our work to unknown entities such as you. Consider yourself privileged and behave accordingly. We'll see new creations on a daily basis. Here they look at them with a different eye. It'll be interesting to observe Hermes at work. You know what? Perhaps I shall continue this on another day. Yeah, perhaps another day. Pretty late now. I should probably go sleep at a reasonable hour this time. Or at least try to sleep at a reasonable hour. Alright, well, that shall be it for today then. Thank you all for coming by and taking time off your day to accompany me on my adventures here. I'll end stream here then. I hope you have had a good day, and if your day's just starting, I hope you'll have a good day ahead. Until we next meet. Goodbye.